Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. Today we are doing, what if Ash was betrayed by his friends? Ashketchum is betrayed by most of his friends after a grave tragedy. He leaves Pallet Town with Serena and vows to destroy them on his return. But can he? Will he survive and come back stronger? A bit OP Ash and Serena and a lot of battles. With that out of the way, let's begin this what if. That was a good battle, Latios. Tobias was in deep thought as he recalled. Latios, you did very well, Glalie. You deserve a nice rest. Ash recalled Glalie and said, that was a good battle, Tobias, but it will take more than that to beat me. I have not lost yet, and here is my final Pokemon, Tobias said with a smile and released his last Pokemon. The yellow legendary bird Pokemon. Well, there is someone eager to battle you again and probably win this time. Come on out, my friend. The dark blue pseudo-legendary Pokemon took a stance. Now Tobias would not be able to use electric-type attacks and Ash couldn't use ground-type moves as their opponents were immune to those. Let's begin then. Drill Peck. Tobias started the proceedings. Dragon Claw. The attacks nullified the effects of each other. Aerial Ace, use Stone Edge, dodged Zapdos. Tobias knew the Stone Edge could cause a lot of damage to Zapdos, now Flamethrower. Ash used this opportunity to call the next move, Thunder. The two attacks negated each other. Garchomp used Draco Meteor. Ash called for the next attack, Aerial Ace, to dodge. Zapdos dodged most of them, but a couple of meteors hit their target. Tobias was getting impatient now and called the next move, now Sky Attack, intercept with Dragon Rush. Garchomp went with Dragon Rush, but Ash changed the tactics just before the impact and coolly said, Stone Edge, Zapdos, get out of there. Zapdos was too near to dodge the attack as it flinched in pain. Stone Edge once more to end it. Before Zapdos could recover, Garchomp hit it with another Stone Edge head-on as Zapdos went down. It got up but winced in pain. Zapdos had taken a lot of damage. It was struggling to stand, let alone battle its opponent. That's it, Zapdos. You have done enough. Take a good rest. Tobias said as he recalled his final Pokemon. The crowd was shocked as Tobias surrendered, but Ash knew it was the right thing to do. Tobias had almost lost the battle and there was no point in letting his Pokemon get hurt. Ash thanked and returned Garchomp as both trainers moved to the center of the field to shake hands. Tobias congratulated Ash as both the trainers waved towards the crowd and exited from the battle arena. What a battle! Probably one of the most exciting battles in the tournament so far. The victory margin does not do justice to Tobias. The battle contained everything one could hope for. For legendaries, 3 mega evolutions, 2 world-class trainers, but we have only one victor, our very own champion Ashketchum. He does it again without losing a single Pokemon, but the battle was a lot closer than what the scoreline suggests. The trainers shake their hands as a display of sportsmanship and mutual respect. Ash moves on to the next round. Hard luck for Tobias. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for the next battle starting at 7 p.m. Time skip, Nidoqueen, end this with Focus Punch. Absol is unable to battle. Nidoqueen wins. The winner of the match is Serena Ketchum. The referee declared another Power Pack performance from our Kalos Queen. She beats Astrid, keeping her perfect record so far as she moves on to the next round with ease. That ends the round of 64 matches. The 32 winning trainers will be paired up against each other. The matches for tomorrow will be announced in an hour. So, stay tuned people and have a good night. The commentator announced, later at night, that was a lovely battle, dear. You sure have grown up a lot. Quite the battler you have become. Grace said, congratulating her daughter on her win, of course, Mom. I am not a little girl anymore. I am married too. Serena replied with a fake frown on her face. For me, you will always be my little girl who hated Rhyhorn racing, Grace said smiling. I still don't like that, Serena muttered as Grace and Ash laughed. Anyways, it is late. You take a rest and we are leaving too. Tomorrow's match is going to be exciting for me, Serena said as she and Ash made their way to their room. Yeah. Good night, dear. Good night, Ash. Good night, Mom. They both replied as they went to their room. Ash and Serena's suite. Another of our old friends you are battling tomorrow. Any special strategies? Ash asked his wife. She was up against one of the remaining traitors. Well, I am almost decided on the Pokemon I will be using given my opponent favors a particular type of Pokemon. You can give some tips for sure, Serena said as she showed Ash the 5 Pokemon she had chosen to use the next day. You have to be careful about the Pokemon that are not of that one type. I remember a couple of those. I think the Pokemon you have chosen are good enough. Keep someone else as a backup in case you come across some surprises. You will win, Ash said with an assuring smile. I hope so. Cannot afford to lose to a traitor. Are you ready for your battle? Almost. Karen is an exceptional trainer, has been unpredictable with her choice of Pokemon in each battle. She is not dependent only on her Dark-type Pokemon. Let us see what I will be up against. I have covered almost all the bases. I am sure I can handle her whatever may be the case. I know you can. Good night, Ash. We have to wake up early to train. Good night, Serena. They kissed goodnight and went to sleep. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first round of 32 match. On the right side of the referee is the world's most renowned Dragon Master Iris. And her opponent for today is our Kalos Queen Serena. It is going to be one epic battle, my friends. The computer says Iris is going to choose her Pokemon first. Trainers, reveal your Pokemon, the referee announced. Alright, here comes my first Pokemon. Garchomp, come on out. Iris called out her Dragon Ground type Pokemon. Dugong, time to battle. I am not going to hold back. Garchomp, let us show them the power of our bond. Mega Evolve, call Iris, then we will attack first. Ice Beam, dodge it Garchomp. Now, dig. Serena waited a bit before calling the next move. Dugong, use Iron Tail on the ground to fly. Now, Dugong used the Iron Tail to lift itself above the ground just before Mega Garchomp came out. Now Dugong, use Ice Beam, Garchomp, dodge it. Mega Garchomp was almost successful in dodging it, but the Ice Beam was fast enough to hit the side of its body. Mega Garchomp flinched a bit as the super effective attack hit it. Garchomp used Sandstorm, Dugong used Waterfall to neutralize it. The Waterfall was able to cancel out the effects of the Sandstorm. Iris took advantage of this moment to call out the next move. Garchomp used Dragon Claw, Iron Tail, don't let it rest Garchomp, use Dragon Claw again, Iron Tail to counter again. Mega Garchomp kept on attacking with Dragon Claw and Dugong just used Iron Tail to defend itself. Iris realized this strategy was not working and called for a different attack. Garchomp used Dragon Rush, Dugong dodge it. Dugong successfully dodged the attack, used Dragon Rush again, that's enough. Dugong dodge. Then use Blizzard full power. Serena was getting frustrated now. She had expected better tactics from Iris. Garchomp used Dig to get away from the Blizzard, use Blizzard into that hole too. Don't let it get away, Dugong. The Blizzard was excessively powerful, and for a Pokemon at a double disadvantage against Ice types, it was unbearable. Mega Garchomp was able to come out to the surface and tried to get up, but it was just too impossible. Serena did not want to give a chance to Mega Garchomp to recover as she called out the next attack, use Ice Beam and end this. The super effective Ice Beam hit Mega Garchomp head-on as it fainted and reverted to its original form. Garchomp is unable to battle. Dugong wins the round, the referee announced as the crowd went on cheering. Iris was not expecting this to end with only 2 moves, but then Garchomp's weakness to ice types had been exposed. She held her composure as she called out her next Pokemon, Dragonite. Come on out, you did a wonderful job, Dugong. Take a good rest, said Serena as she called out her next Pokemon. Let's see if you can handle my Dragon type. Druddigon, it's your turn, let the battle begin. Dragonite, use Ice Punch, shouldn't have given up your trump card so early. Serena sighed. Dodge it. Druddigon was too fast for Dragonite and easily dodged the incoming attack. Use Dragon Claw, you two. Dragonite, use Dragon Claw. The hand-to-hand fight between the 2 dragon types went for some time with neither Pokemon backing down. The 2 Pokemon were using a barrage of Dragon Claw for both attack and defense, trying to gain an advantage over each other. After some time, it seemed like Druddigon was starting to win the battle and was able to get a hit straight at the face of Dragonite, which made it lose balance and fall. Serena used this opportunity to call out the next attack, Dragon Pulse. Dodge it, Dragonite. Iris was getting restless. She was losing this round too. Dragonite had already taken a lot of damage and was a bit slow in dodging. Though the attack did not hit its body, the super effective Dragon Pulse hit its wing and tail. Dragonite was in pain and Iris knew it. She wanted to end the battle quickly as she called the next attack. Dragonite used Draco Meteor. Serena smirked. She was expecting this. Druddigon used Double Team. The Draco Meteor was unable to hit the real Druddigon. Now use Rock Slide, Dragonite fly, and use Dragon Claw to dodge the rocks. Don't let it get away, Druddigon. Use Thunder Punch. Druddigon was much faster than Dragonite and was able to catch up to it. The Thunder Punch hit its mark as Dragonite winced in pain. Finish it with Rock Slide. Get up, Dragonite, and dodge it. But Dragonite did not have enough steam to carry on. It got up but was unable to dodge the Rock Slide. Dragonite cannot get up, so the winner is Druddigon. Iris returned Dragonite to its Pokeball and thanked it. Serena did the same with Druddigon. I must say, Iris, I had expected a lot more from you and your Dragonite, but like others in your group, you two seem to be a disappointment. We will see about that. The battle is not yet over and you are going down. Bring it on then, Iris. Choose your next Pokemon. The referee announced, All right, Emolga, come on out. Musharna, it's your turn to battle. Let the battle begin. The referee announced. Musharna, use Future Sight. Emolga, use Electro Ball. Dodge it and use Calm Mind. Emolga, use Acrobatics and do not let it get away. Musharna, use Psychic and hold it. Serena called the next attack, as Emolga was unable to dodge the Psychic. Use Hypnosis. Emolga, use Signal Beam and get out of there. As Emolga was about to use Signal Beam, the Future Sight hit it from point-blank range, followed by the Hypnosis, which caused it to fall asleep. Musharna used Rock Tomb to end this. Emolga, get up, Iris shouted, but it was of no use as Emolga was asleep and the Rock Tomb hit it, ending the one-sided battle. Emolga is unable to battle. This round goes to Musharna. Return, Musharna, you did a wonderful job. Serena returned her Pokemon and so did Iris, who could not believe that the battle ended so quickly. Serena decided to call her next Pokemon before Iris. Come on out, Lopunny. Excadrill, I choose you. Iris called her first fully evolved Pokemon. Excadrill, use Metal Claw. Lopunny, use Pound to defend. Now Excadrill, use Double Team and Brick Break. Lopunny, use Bounce to dodge. Lopunny was able to dodge most of it but was hit by one of the Brick Break attacks, which was very effective. Lopunny got up from the ground and looked at Serena, who gave it a nod. Guess we are not holding back either. Lopunny, with the power of our bond. Mega Evolve, this battle just got a lot tougher, but we won't back down. Excadrill. Use Mud Slap, Quick Attack to dodge, use Drill Run, wait for it, Lopunny, Serena said as they waited for Excadrill to come closer. Lopunny knew what it had to do. It just waited for the timing of Serena's command. Now. High Jump Kick. Lopunny just managed to dodge the attack and hit Excadrill with its strongest high jump kick that was super effective. Excadrill, get up, Iris shouted. Excadrill was having a hard time getting up just when it was hit with another high jump kick at full power. Excadrill fell on the ground again. However, it still wanted to get up, end this with Fire Punch. Lopunny, Serena called as she saw Excadrill trying to get up. But Excadrill was unable to accumulate enough energy to get up and fell on the ground. Excadrill saw its opponent charging with great speed and closed its eyes in defeat as it could not muster enough power to dodge the incoming attack. Stop Lopunny, said Serena as Mega Lopunny was about to hit Excadrill with another super effective attack. Mega Lopunny stopped. Your Excadrill is too heavily injured to continue to fight. It's better to forfeit this battle before it gets hurt even more, Serena said as Iris nodded in agreement and returned her Pokemon. Thank you Excadrill for the great battle. You deserve a good rest. She then turned to Serena and said with a smile, thank you for pulling out of the attack, but that doesn't mean I am going to go easy on you. Haxorus, it is your turn to battle. She had a new respect for Serena even though she would not admit it. I don't want you to, said Serena as she called her next Pokemon. Come on out my friend. It's time for you to shine. The beautiful fairy-type evolution came out of the Pokeball and gracefully landed on the battlefield. The battle between Haxorus and Sylveon will now begin, announced the referee as Serena called the first move of Sylveon. Use Calm Mind, use Scratch Haxorus, dodge it and Calm Mind again. Sylveon was too fast for Haxorus to land the attack. Haxorus used Focus Blast. Haxorus used another offensive attack, dodge it and use Calm Mind once more. Sylveon had used Calm Mind thrice and Iris had started panicking, as Fairy-type moves were super effective on Dragon-types. She had battled several Fairy-type Pokemon over the years including Sylveon, but this was the Sylveon of the Kalos Queen who had not lost a single battle in the last 6 years. Alright Haxorus, Rock Slide. Sylveon, use Quick Attack to dodge. That's not going to work again. Use Iron Tail, Sylveon jump and dodge it. Sylveon used its ribbons to jump off the ground and dodge the super effective Steel-type attack. Haxorus Iron Tail again. Don't let it get away. Sylveon, jump and get on its body. Sylveon did as its trainer told and got on the body of Haxorus. Haxorus shake it off. Sylveon tie it and use Moonblast at full power, Serena commanded as Sylveon wrapped its ribbons around the neck of Haxorus and unleashed the most powerful Moonblast at the back of Haxorus who fainted at the direct super effective attack. Haxorus is unable to battle, Sylveon wins. All the Pokemon of Iris are out, so the winner of the match is Serena. What a demonstration of power from Serena. Iris sure put up a good fight, but it was not enough to stop the Kalos Queen who moves on to the next round and hasn't lost a single Pokemon yet, the commentator announced. Serena and Iris shook hands out of sportsmanship but did not say anything to each other. Though Iris was upset and did not want to even shake hands with Serena after the humiliating loss, she was a gym leader and she did not want to set a bad example for others. In addition to that, her respect for Serena had increased than what she had for Yellow. Even though she would not admit it, Serena quickly exited the arena and went to see if Ash's battle was still going on. On reaching the battle arena, she heard the referee's announcement, Umbreon is unable to battle, Crocodile wins. Since Karen has lost all her Pokemon, the winner of this match is Ashketchum. Serena looked up at the screen. As discussed, Ash had used his team of Decidueye, Feraligatr, Scizor, Glisker and Crocodile and had won without losing a single Pokemon as expected. Time skip, Ash and Serena were sitting in the cafeteria with their new friends waiting for the fixtures of the next round. So far it had been more or less comfortable victories for all of them, but this was where the real competition was going to begin. The best 16 trainers in the world were going to battle each other. Bonnie had lost the previous round and was out of the contention, but the rest of them were through to the next knockout round. The group was discussing their battles of the previous round when the fixtures of the next round were announced. 2 weeks into the Masters Victory Tournament, ladies and gentlemen, and we finally have our best 16 trainers of the world battling for eternal glory. This is the last round before we proceed to full 6-on-6 battles. So far, we have had some grueling battles, some landslide victories, and of course some unbelievable upsets. The top 8 seeds are still in the tournament as expected and have cruised through quite easily. Without further ado, we present on your screens the fixtures of the round of 16. The winners will proceed to the quarterfinals. On behalf of the Pokemon League and the Masters Victory Tournament, reporter Alexa wishes all the trainers their very best. The fixtures appeared on the screen and that brought a predatory smile on Ash's face. He was battling Alan. He had never won a battle against Alan, though that was in the past. Ash wanted to change the stats. The only ones pitted against each other in the group were Clement and Diantha, the last one of your so-called friends. I guess you are ready for him, Ash, said Bonnie. Of course, I am ready. I would have been disappointed had I not been able to battle Alan. He is one of the few against whom I haven't won yet. I am going to improve my record. Ash replied. Alan was in two minds. He was about to face Ash, who had never defeated him. On the other hand, he had seen him decimate his other friends. Marin was worried about him because Ash had been particularly ruthless against his old friends. Alan was aware of that, but he would not back down without a fight. He was going to take Ash down and continue his perfect record against him. It was time for him to choose his 5 best Pokemon. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first match of the round of 16. It has been a wonderful tournament so far and it can only get better from now. So, let's call our trainers for the first match. We have the former winner of the Kalos and Hoenn League, Alan, on one side. And his opponent today is none other than champion Ashketchum. Don't leave your seat, people. The commentator announced the computer screen had chosen Ash to reveal his first Pokemon and he was ready to win it. Trainers, reveal your first Pokemon, the referee announced. Come on out, my dear friend. Ash sent his fastest dragon type. Alan had the perfect counter for Ash's dragon type. Weevil, come on out, Ash smirked as he said. You can go first, Alan. Weevil, start with Ice Beam. Dodge it, Noivern. Noivern dodged it in a flash. Weevil used Double Team and then Ice Beam again. Use Boom Burst. Ash called his first attack. The Boom Burst was able to deflect the Ice Beam along with all the fake copies of Weevil. Use Dark Pulse, counter with Boom Burst again. Weevil used Blizzard to freeze the whole ground. Noivern used Flamethrower and moved forward towards Weevil. Weevil, more power. The Blizzard was a super effective attack, but the Flamethrower was way too powerful as Noivern approached Weevil. Alan realized this fact and called the next move. Weevil, get out of the way and use Night Slash. Noivern use Acrobatics to dodge and then Iron Tail. Weevil, dodge it, Alan screamed. Weevil was quick, but not as fast as Noivern. The Iron Tail hit its mark as Weevil screeched in pain but was not down yet. Finish it with Flamethrower, Ash called the next attack. Alan knew dodging was fruitless as Weevil was in pain and Noivern was extremely fast. Weevil, use Ice Beam to counter. The two attacks collided, but as expected the Flamethrower overpowered the Ice Beam. Weevil, out of the way, Alan shouted as the Flamethrower got nearer to his Pokemon. Weevil was able to dodge the first time but Noivern followed it and the attack made contact. The super effective attack was enough to end the battle as Weevil fainted. Weevil is unable to battle. This round goes to Noivern. Alan called back his Pokemon as he sent out his next. Metagross, it's your turn. You did well, Noivern. Now take some rest. Ash thanked Noivern as he called his next Pokemon too. Let's make it interesting. Metagross, you are on. Let the battle begin, announced the referee. Metagross Psychic. Alan called the move. You too, Metagross, Psychic. Both attacks cancelled each other. Metagross Hammer Arm, Hammer Arm. The Hammer Arm impacted with each other, not causing much damage to either of the two. Use Zen Headbutt. Use Zen Headbutt too. Ash called the same move for the third time. His plan of frustrating Alan was working. The impact of the Zen headbutt caused a little pain to both the Metagross, more to Alan's than Ash's. I feel you don't have anything to think about but copy my moves, Alan said with a bit of frustration in his voice. We will see about that, Ash smirked. Alright Metagross, it's time to show the power of our bond. Mega Evolve, we are not holding back either. Metagross, my friend Mega Evolved. Ash said calmly, a battle between two Mega Metagross people. There hasn't been anything to separate both Pokemon yet. Who's gonna win this round, or is it going to be a draw? The commentator announced enthusiastically. Use agility, Ash called the first move. Alright, Metagross, use pursuit, Alan called the attack. Ash smirked but didn't call any attack unless Alan's Metagross was too close to his Metagross. Dodge and bullet punch. Ash's Metagross was faster than Alan's, and with the added advantage of agility, the pursuit missed its target. However, the bullet punch didn't, though it did not cause much damage. Metagross, use ice punch, Alan commanded. Bullet punch again. This time also the ice punch couldn't find its target, whereas the bullet punch did. Use pursuit again, dodge it and bullet punch. It was the same result again. Ash was becoming a bit bored by this time. Alan was getting restless. Metagross used Psychic, Metagross you too. The two attacks cancelled out each other again. Metagross, use Hammer Arm, Bullet Punch. Again, the bullet punch hit its target. Now, slowly the multiple bullet punches were taking a toll on Alan's Metagross. By now he realized that Ash was just wasting time and thus went for broke. Metagross used Hyper Beam. He commanded. Ash was waiting for it. Just as the Hyper Beam was about to hit its target, he called for the next move. Double team, Metagross spin and try to hit them all. Metagross use Shadow Ball, rapid and full power. Metagross dodge it, Alan said, surprised at the Shadow Ball, but it was of no use as multiple Shadow Balls hit their target. Alan's Metagross is unable to battle. The winner is Ash's Metagross. The referee announced, "You were awesome Metagross. Now take some good rest." Ash thanked and returned his Pokemon. Alan did the same and sent the next Pokemon. He was becoming desperate now. Unpheasant, it's your turn now, Ash sent his flying type. Talonflame, it's your turn, my friend. I see you are up for a rematch. Don't worry Alan, it won't be a tie like the last time. Alright Unpheasant, use Sky Attack, Talonflame, Flame Charge. The two attacks collided. Use Sky Attack again, Flame Charge. Ash was just defending with the Flame Charge, increasing the speed of Talonflame. Alan realized this strategy and changed his tactics. Unpheasant, use Air Slash, Acrobatics, dodge it. With the increased speed, Talonflame successfully dodged the attack. Use Steel Wing, Alan called the attack. Show them a real Steel Wing, Talonflame. Both the attacks hit each other causing pain to both Pokemon, but Unpheasant took a lot more damage as Talonflame is resistant to Steel Wing and its attack had a lot more power than its opponent. Unpheasant, use Air Slash again and get close. Talonflame, use Steel Wing to shield yourself. Now Quick Attack. The Quick Attack hit Talonflame but did not cause much damage. Ash smiled and said, I am almost impressed by that attack. Getting in close and then using Quick Attack to catch us off guard was a good plot but not good enough. It's our turn to get offensive. Talonflame, Flame Charge, Unpheasant, dodge it with Quick Attack. Unpheasant barely managed to avoid the attack even with Quick Attack due to Talonflame's increased speed. Flame Charge again, dodge it with Quick Attack. But this time, the attack hit head-on as Unpheasant winced in pain. Will you be able to continue Unpheasant? Alan got an affirmative response but noticed that he could not carry on for long and decided to go for broke. Alright, use Brave Bird. You two Talonflame use Brave Bird. The two flying types collided with each other and took damage from their opponent's attack as well as the recoil from the Brave Bird. Unpheasant fell on the ground trying to get up whereas Talonflame was circling in the air and looked like it still had more than half of its energy. Get up Unpheasant, Alan shouted. Unpheasant tried hard and was finally able to withstand a lot of difficulties. Ash then called the next attack. let's end this Talonflame. Use Fire Blast, dodge it. Unpheasant did its best to dodge the incoming attack but was too weak to do so as the Fire Blast hit its mark. Unpheasant is unable to battle. This round goes to Talonflame. The referee declared Alan returned his Pokemon and was pondering over what Pokemon to use next. He wanted to save Charizard for the end and finally decided to keep it that way as he sent out his next Pokemon, Bisharp. It's your turn to battle, Ash thanked Talonflame as he recalled it and then sent out his old friend. It's time to show your power, buddy. His Fire-type Pokemon came out with a thunderous roar. Alan was at a serious type disadvantage. For him, this was going to be all or nothing. Let's end this quick, Bisharp. On that, we can agree. Let's end this quick, Typhlosion. Ash replied, stay focused, Bisharp. Use Swords Dance. Alright, use Work Up. Both the Pokemon used their status move. Now use Thunder Wave. Use Flame Wheel to negate it. Let's attack Bisharp. Use Guillotine. Counter it with Thunder Punch. The two attacks hit each other. Even with the Swords Dance, Typhlosion was able to take the damage. It was minimal for it. Bisharp did take some damage, but carried on with the same vigor. Use Dark Pulse, Typhlosion, Flamethrower. Both the opposing attacks cancel out each other. Guillotine again, Thunder Punch. It was not working for Alan. Now Dark Pulse again. Use Flame Wheel to counter it and get it close. Typhlosion broke through the Dark Pulse and went closer to its target. Dodge Bisharp and use Iron Head, Thunder Punch again. The two Pokemon collided with each other. Bisharp was giving it all to get better of the Thunder Punch when Ash called the next attack, Brick Break now. Typhlosion used its other hand for the super effective attack. Bisharp let go now, dodge it, Alan shouted in desperation. However, there wasn't much time to dodge as the Brick Break hit its mark. Bisharp fell on the ground but after a few seconds stood up with difficulty. Ash was not going to give Alan even a moment to think. Typhlosion throws it in the air. Before Alan could say anything, Typhlosion held Bisharp and threw it up high in the air. Now ended with Eruption. Bisharp used Dark Pulse. Bisharp gathered all the energy it had to use Dark Pulse from midair into the incoming Eruption, but it was too weak as Eruption overpowered the Dark-type move when Bisharp was in flames. Bisharp is unable to battle. Typhlosion is the winner. The referee declared. Both the trainers thanked their Pokemon and recalled them back. Ash looked at Alan and said, we both know between whom this final battle is going to be. So here is my final partner. He threw his Pokeball to reveal his final Pokemon. It is time to battle, my friend. The blue ninja Pokemon came out and stood with its eyes closed in a meditative stance. Yes, we both know. Charizard, let's win this. Alan said as he sent out his Charizard, you are getting way too optimistic. Well, we are going for full power from the beginning. Alan touched his Keystone. Respond to my heart, Keystone, beyond evolution, Mega Evolve. Alan's Charizard Mega Evolved into Mega Charizard X, so are we. Greninja, together let's go. Greninja was revolved by a stream of water and transformed into the famous Synchro Evolved Ash Greninja. In the last 7 years, Ash never used their Synchro evolution in public as it would have given away his true identity. But now he was no more the mysterious Red. Ashketchum was back and so was Ash Greninja. Alright, Greninja used Double Team, Charizard used Flamethrower and get rid of that. The Flamethrower shattered all the clones, now, said Ash calmly. Mega Charizard X looked behind it as a water shuriken hit its body and it flinched. Greninja used Aerial Ace, Charizard counter with Dragon Claw. The two Pokemon clashed with the Aerial Ace and Dragon Claw a few times. Ash found an opening through their bond and directed Ash Greninja to go slightly to the right and was able to land a hit on Mega Charizard X as the Fire Dragon type winced in pain. Alan called the next move before Ash could. Charizard used Flamethrower, Greninja, Night Slash. Greninja cut through the Flamethrower and moved towards Mega Charizard X with great speed. Both Alan and his Pokemon were caught off guard as the Night Slash hit Mega Charizard X on its face. Alan was getting frustrated. He was unable to land a single attack on the Pokemon whom he had defeated in the past. Charizard used Blast Burn, counter it with Hydro Cannon. The Hydro Cannon blocked the Blast Burn, stopping Mega Charizard X and caused a steam cloud in the arena. Both the trainers were unable to see their Pokemon for a short while, and Ash took advantage of this. Greninja used Night Slash. Charizard, blow the smoke away with your wings. Mega Charizard X flapped its wings to successfully blow the smoke, but the Ash Greninja landed the hit. Charizard used Dragon Pulse, Hydro Cannon. The attacks cancelled out each other. Now use Dragon Claw again. Mega Charizard X moved towards Ash Greninja, use Aerial Ace. The two attacks were almost in a stalemate when Alan called the next attack. Greninja had not taken any damage at all while Mega Charizard X was feeling its opponent's power. Now Thunder Punch. Mega Charizard X prepared to launch the super effective electric type move. Ash smiled. Alan was trying to use his strategy against him as he called out the move. Double Team, use Flamethrower. The Flamethrower was burning the copies of Ash Greninja as Ash called the next move. Now Hydro Cannon again. The water type attack hit Mega Charizard X on its back from multiple locations at a point blank range, causing it to get slammed on the ground. Greninja, let's end this. Mega Water Shuriken. The Water Shuriken increased in size and turned into a fiery orange color as Greninja threw it towards Mega Charizard X. Before it could dodge or Alan could give any command, the giant Water Shuriken hit Mega Charizard X as it fainted and reverted to Charizard. Charizard is unable to battle. Greninja wins. Alan has lost all his Pokemon. The winner is Ashketchum. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our first quarter finalist, and it is none other than the champion, Ashketchum. He was ruthless in the battle, and after a very long time, we were finally able to witness the famous Synchro Evolution form of Ash Greninja. After a blazing start to the, I am pretty sure you are all up for more heated battles to come. Up next, we have the battle between the former Kalos champion and current Elite Four Diantha and the Lumio City gym leader and world-famous inventor Clement. So, stay tuned and enjoy the battles. The commentator announced, Alan was in shock not because he had lost to Ash, but because his most powerful Pokemon was defeated without being able to land a single attack on its opponent. He recalled Charizard thanking him and went off the arena. Ash went to Greninja and thanked him for the wonderful battle before returning him to his Pokeball. He acknowledged the crowd by waving his hand and went in to meet Serena and his new friends. Time skip, Pyroar is unable to battle. Pangoro wins. The winner of the match is Serena Ketchum. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, the Kalos Queen has moved on to the quarter-finals. It was a hard-fought battle and the 5-0 margin does not justify the match. Malva fought with everything she had but came up just short in each round of the battle. It was a match where with just a little luck, the scoreline could have been just the opposite. But at the end of the day, we have the winner in Serena Ketchum. The two elite trainers shake their hands as a mark of sportsmanship and wave towards the crowd to show their appreciation for the support. With this, we have our 8 best trainers in the world. The quarter-final matchups are going to be revealed tomorrow morning. Have some nice rest, people, and stay tuned to the Masters Victory Tournament. Good night, everyone. The commentator announced as the match ended, the people started clearing the stadium after enjoying a day full of elite battles. Serena and Malva discussed their battle and a few other topics as they went inside. They had a light-hearted conversation about the crisis in Kalos 7 years ago, in which both played an important part in solving the problem before they parted separate ways. Serena saw Ash, her mother, Clement, Bonnie and her new friends all standing there waiting for her. They all congratulated her on her victory and went for supper in the cafeteria. Then they headed for their rooms after Serena gave her Pokemon, who had battled, to Nurse Joy for treatment. She decided to pick them up the next day as it had gotten late at night. They left the rest of their Pokemon at Ms. Silver under the watchful guidance of Mutwo. Wow, that was really an intense battle. Malva was inches away from winning against your Pokemon in almost every round, Ash said to his wife as they went to bed after freshening up. Yeah, you are right. I had to change my strategy completely. I hadn't expected her to start with Houndoom. But I can see it now. Her Pyroar is one strong Pokemon. Pangoro had a real tough time even with the type advantage, Serena replied. Well, she is an Elite Four, so it is not surprising that you had one hell of a match, Ash said, not surprised that Serena had a tough time beating the Kalos Elite Four. So, how are you feeling now after your battle with Alan? Serena asked, smiling. She knew Ash had been looking forward to this match. Extremely good. I thoroughly enjoyed it, probably the most fun I have had in the tournament so far, except maybe against Tobias, but this was one match I had been waiting for a long time now, Ash said. I know. And you were awesome as usual, but the real battles will start from now. We will be facing one of the strongest trainers, and I know 5 of them will be itching to battle me to avenge their previous defeat. Ash said, cautioning Serena not to take any battle from now lightly. You are right. I think there is one trainer who really wants to battle me again, to settle scores, she replied, thinking about her battle with the person a few months ago. Yes. But let's not think about that now. We will get to know tomorrow morning whom we are going to battle in the next round. We can decide on our strategies then. We are into the top 8, so tonight calls for a celebration, Ash said, licking his lips as he looked at his wife with hunger. Let's celebrate then, Serena said huskily as they both began undressing each other. Due to obvious reasons, I won't include the lemon. Now on to the story. The next day, the group was having breakfast in the cafeteria when the announcement for the quarterfinals came on screen. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment has come which we all have been waiting for. The best 8 Pokemon trainers in the world have found their way into the quarterfinals of this prestigious tournament. We have had some intense battles in the round of 16 and we finally have with us the victors. So far, we have had some great upsets in the round robin as well as the knockout rounds of the tournament, but at the end of the day, it is our top 8 seeds who have all qualified for the quarterfinals. This round marks the beginning of full 6-on-6 battles. Without further ado, we present on your screens the live draw of the quarterfinals of the Masters Victory Tournament. The randomizer will choose the names of the 8 trainers. The first match is going to be between the Sinnoh Elite Four former champion Cynthia and the Kalos Elite Four former champion Diantha. The second match will take place between the former Kalos Queen Arya and the current Kalos Queen top coordinator Serena. The third match featured the Kanto Johto Elite Four former champion Lance and the Unova Elite Four former champion Alder. So, that means in the final match of the day, the Hoenn Elite Four former champion Steven will go up against the top seed, the champion of the 6 regions. Ashketchum. All the matches will take place in the central arena. Get geared up everyone, as we are going to witness 4 grand battles tomorrow. On behalf of the Pokemon League and the Masters Victory Tournament, reporter Alexa wishes all the trainers their very best. Well, only 4 of us are going to remain in the tournament by the end of tomorrow, said Arya, smiling at others. Yes, let's give it all we have got and make them battles to remember, replied Ash, and others nodded in approval. Since today is a rest day, what do you guys want to do? Cynthia asked. We can just hang out, or if any of you have some other work or training to do, you can. Ash, me and our Pokemon are taking a rest today. Serena replied, I want to go up to Mount Silver, anyone wants to join? Steven asked, I will tag along. Maybe let my Pokemon enjoy nature. Diantha replied, I think it is a brilliant idea. I will take up that offer too. Lance said, then why don't we all head to Mount Silver then? You guys can meet all our Pokemon there. Ash said, All your Pokemon are on Mount Silver? Why aren't they inside their Pokeball? Who is looking after them? Bonnie asked many surprising questions. Yes, they are in Mount Silver. We found that place a few years back. Our Pokemon have stayed in the wild with us for the last 7 years, so they prefer it that way. As for who is looking after them, it is a surprise. Serena replied, smiling. Well, we should all get going then, Clement said. You guys carry on. I am having some rest here. Scott wants to see me too. So, you go without me. Alder said, all right, let's go then. Ash said, Mom, do you want to come with us too? Serena asked Grace, why not? There is no point in just sitting around. I want to see all your Pokemon. I am sure they will be happy to see me again. Grace replied. The group finished their breakfast and went to Mount Silver. Ash and Serena led them to the spot where their Pokemon were training among themselves. The Pokemon saw their trainers and stopped whatever they were doing. Some of them took a defensive stance as they saw many new faces. Ash asked them all to calm down and introduced their new friends to them. Many of the old Pokemon recognized the former champions, though some of his relatively new ones were still on guard. Grace was surrounded by many of Ash's and Serena's Pokemon as they saw her. So, Ash, who is looking after all your Pokemon? Bonnie asked. All right, he is right around here, but I must warn you all that my friend here is very skeptical about people and does not trust human beings. Try not to make the situation overwhelming for him, okay? Ash said as everyone nodded, wanting to see who this mystery person was. You can show yourself, my friend. I assure you no one is going to cause any harm to you. Everyone is trustworthy. Ash said, looking towards the entrance of the cave where their Pokemon stayed. After a few moments, the bipedal Pokemon came out slowly floating in the air. Mutwo, gasped Cynthia as everyone was shocked. Mutwo is your Pokemon? Diantha said, still surprised and in awe of the legendary Pokemon. No, Mutwo is not my Pokemon. He is simply my friend and likes to be around us. He has been with us since we began our journey as Red and Yellow. Is he the same Mutwo that was rumored to have escaped from one of the secret Team Rocket lab facilities? Asked Lance. Yes, he is the same Mutwo. I actually met him way back during my first year as a trainer when I was journeying through the Kanto region for the first time. Our initial meeting was not that good, but we kinda became friends when I was traveling through the Johto region the next year. Team Rocket was trying to capture it again and my Pokemon sort of prevented him from getting caught. We met after a long time again when Serena and I started our journey 7 years back, and he has been with us as our guardian ever since. Wow, I never thought I would get a chance to meet Mutwo, exclaimed Steven. Well, he does not reveal himself to people. Serena and I are probably the only human beings that Mutwo trusts completely. He would not have shown himself to you without me assuring him first, except Grace, as he has already met her. Mutwo had now gone away from the group to tend to the Pokemon. He is so awesome. Arya was still flabbergasted that he is. I was really amazed when I first saw him. It took him more than a week to accept the fact that I meant him no harm, even though Ash kept convincing him. Serena said, smiling, so how did you meet Mutwo again? It happened around 3 months after the incident at Pallet Town. Flashback. Thanks a lot, Scott. I admit I was a little hesitant to ask you for your help, but I didn't have anyone else to turn to. Serena and I will forever be grateful to you and Mr. Goodshow. I don't know if we can ever repay you for this help, but we will not let you down, that I can promise. I know you won't, and no need to say thanks. It is the least I could do for the only trainer who managed to get past the Kanto battle frontier. I am really sorry for what happened, but never let that bring you down. Instead, use it as your motivation. You are one of the best young trainers I have seen, Ash, and you have a lot of years ahead of you. I am sure you will achieve your dreams one day. Thank you for trusting me, Scott. I will keep in touch with you. And convey my thanks to Mr. Goodshow. I think we better get going now. Take care of yourselves, both of you, and we will meet soon. Goodbye, Ash, and you too, Serena, or should I say Red and Yellow? Goodbye, Scott. Time skip. 1 week, Red and Yellow were traveling through the Johto region. Red wanted to visit Clarity Lake to revive some of his injured Pokemon and help them regain their energy. They were near Mount Quina when it started raining. The weather was promising to get harsh as the sun started to go down. Somehow, they had crossed the Purity Canyon with the help of Charizard and Staraptor, but then the rain started getting heavier. Red recalled both the Pokemon to their Pokeballs to give them some rest. Red, Yellow, Pikachu and Meowth kept walking in search of a cave where they could at least spend the night and wait for the weather to calm down. Soon Meowth spotted a cave at a distance and the group started running towards it for shelter. As they were nearing the cave, suddenly a bolt of lightning struck a large tree nearby that was almost uprooted as it began falling on Red. Before he could think of getting out of the way, the tree had fallen almost over him as he reflexively closed his eyes, putting his hand over his head as to protect himself. Ash. No! Yellow shouted his real name in her frightened state. After a few moments, he realized that the tree had not fallen upon him and opened his eyes to see what had happened. The tree was floating in the air and above it was the Pokemon he never thought he would meet again, Mutwo. Mutwo threw the tree onto the side. Red, are you alright? Yellow asked him, now a bit composed, but still afraid what would have happened had Mutwo not come to Red's rescue. They had decided to call each other by their new names so that they wouldn't slip up in front of people. I am alright, Yellow. Don't worry. Red told her and then turned towards Mutwo. Mutwo. You are still here. Thank you so much for saving my life. I hope you remember me. I can never forget you. Ashketchum. You have taught me so much about human beings. I hope to meet you again someday. You have already saved my life once. I am glad I could repay you the favor. The weather is getting worse. Hold on to me and I will take you to a safe place. Mutwo said. Red, Yellow and Meowth held on to Mutwo as Pikachu climbed onto Red's shoulder and they teleported to Clarity Lake inside Mount Quina. So, you are still looking after the Pokemon here? Ash asked after introducing Serena to Mutwo. Ash and Serena let out their Pokemon for them to enjoy the revitalizing effects of the lake, here and several other places around the region. There are a lot of places where wild Pokemon live. I try my best to look after them and help them whenever they need it. So, what are you doing back here? Mutwo asked curiously. We were training nearby and some of my Pokemon got severely injured when we came up across some Team Rocket goons. So, we came here so that they could recover. Ash replied, why not go to a Pokemon center or doctor? Mutwo asked, well, the thing is we are kind of hiding from the world at the moment. Serena replied this time, it is a long story. You see, Ash started telling Mutwo about the events of the past few months beginning from his mother's death. He told about the betrayal of his friends and Professor Oak aiding them to flee from Pallet Town. Meowth's confession, asking Riolu to become his Pokemon and help him in his Zora training, reuniting with some of his Pokemon whom he had released, traveled with or were with other trainers including Pidgeot, Squirtle, Primeape and Haunter so far, and changing their identities to Red and Yellow with the help of Scott and Mr. Goodshow. Serena was sitting beside Ash holding his hands in support as he went through the story. By the end of Ash's tale, Mutwo was feeling anger inside him. Ash was so far the only person he trusted. He could not believe the injustice. A person with such a pure heart had to go through such pain. He had begun to understand the feelings of Pokemon and people, and it was all because of Ash. He could feel the pain, grief, anger, hatred as well as the motivation inside him. I will help you, Ash. You have helped me understand the purpose of my life, the bond between people and Pokemon, and that not all human beings in the world are evil. It is because of you I have left the path of destruction and started helping Pokemon. Now, it is my turn to help you and your Pokemon train to get stronger and show the world your true potential. To say Ash was shocked would be an understatement. After digesting the fact that Mutwo had offered to help him and his Pokemon train, Ash said, "Thank you, Mutwo, for trusting me enough to help me. But I don't remember you following the path of destruction ever. That is because I did not want you or anyone to remember that, but I think you have the right to know that." Having said that, Mutwo snapped his fingers as Ash and his old Pokemon all got a wave of memories inside their head. Suddenly, Ash could recall all the events that took place in New Island during his first year of journey. Wow. You wiped everybody's memories of that day, but I understand why you did it then. I will take up your offer, Mutwo. Thank you so much. I am sure with your help we will surely get stronger. But I have a question, what about the Pokemon here? Who will take care of them? Mutwo looked around at the wild Pokemon who roared and nodded. They can take care of themselves. There are some strong Pokemon to protect the weaker ones from danger. But I have a condition, I do not wish to appear in front of people. Sure, no problems. Either way, I was not going to ask you to be my Pokemon or battle with me against others. I want your help to train and become stronger and win with my Pokemon. I don't want people to think that I am dependent on the most powerful Pokemon to win my battles. I am going to become a Pokemon master with the help of my friends. Ash replied, just as I had expected from you, Ash. You are the most honorable person I have encountered. I will be proud to call you my friend. Mutwo replied and offered his hand. Ash looked. That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this part. If you want more, like this video, hit that notification bell, and maybe even give a comment on your thoughts on the video. With that being said, I'll see you all in the next video.